In this video, we're going to walk through deploying and configuring the multi-port forward server. The reason you might want to deploy the server is typically to be able to access a system, a server, a service that may only be available inside a private subnet in your cloud environment. So what the multi-port forward server allows you to do is redirect any inbound traffic coming to it over a specified port and redirect that traffic to another system that likely has a private IP address over a different port reaching a different service. For a full installation instruction guide, we recommend you check out salientengineering.com. We've got a pretty awesome blog post that walks you through exactly how to do what we're going to do in this video today. Alright, let's get started. First, we're going to come over to the EC2 dashboard, and we will come over to Launch Instance. Go ahead and give your instance a name. Now you can search for the AMI, and you'll find it under the AWS Marketplace AMI tab. Go ahead and click Select and Deploy. For the instance type, we recommend setting this to at least a T2 medium. Now go ahead and select your key pair to authenticate with. For network settings, we're going to hit Edit, and then for subnet, for this particular example, we have a private subnet and a public subnet. The multi-port forward server should be deployed in the public subnet so that it can be accessed from the internet. We will go ahead and assign it public IP address, and let's create a new security group for it. So for inbound security rules, we will allow SSH. For this particular example, we're authenticating with a key, so from anywhere is fine. For the multi-port forward server, we'll add an additional rule. This time, we're going to specify HTTPS. So the reason we're doing that is because the port that it allows inbound is port 443. We're going to actually repurpose this port, and we're going to send SSH traffic over port 443 to be redirected to our internal private server over port 22. Source type, we can say anywhere. It's SSH with a private key for authentication. It's fairly secure. Alright, 8 gigs for storage is fine, and we'll go ahead and click Launch Instance. Alright, let's head back over to our EC2 dashboard, and there we go! The multi-port forward server has been deployed. Let's take a quick look at our private server. You can see here it's got a private IPv4 address. That's 172.31.100.175 with no public IPv4 address. Again, this is sitting inside of our private subnet and has a private IP address currently not accessible from the internet. Let's go ahead and connect to our multi-port forward server with SSH. To do that, we'll select it, copy its public IPv4 DNS address, and connect to it. To do that, we'll type in SSHI and specify our private key pair. we're going to log in with the user for the multi-port forward service, EC2 user at. And there's the public IPv4 DNS. Go ahead and type yes. Alright, we're in. From here, you can cat out the README file, and this will show you some examples of some various configurations. In this particular one here at the bottom, it looks like you might be able to set up 4 different ports to be forwarded. But if we look to the very top here, we can see that we need to edit this etc multiport forward.config file. We'll copy that, and we'll edit it with the nano. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and change the title of this port forward to HTTPS port change and forward. Set the source port as 443. This is what our multi-port forward server security group is allowing inbound. We need to set the destination host as our private server. Let's go grab its IP address. Copy the private IP address, paste it in there. The destination port, we're going to set to port 22. And that is the port that is listening for SSH on that private server. And we will leave the protocol as TCP. That's it. We'll hit Ctrl-X, that will ask if we want to save. We'll hit the letter Y and just confirm that file name and hit Enter, and that's it. Now we will go ahead and reboot the server and wait for those changes to take effect. As soon as this server comes back online, we should then be able to SSH through it over port 443 to reach our destination host, our private server sitting in the private subnet. So let's go ahead and see how to do that. To connect to it, it's actually the same command as we previously ran. This is SSH. We'll specify the private key pair in this particular case. This is actually the same one for our private server. Again, our private server is also running with the EC2 user as the user that we want to SSH with. And then the destination host here will remain the same, as that is the multi-port forward server that is internet-facing. What's going to change is we will specify the port as port 443 and hit Enter. And looks like everything's working. It's telling us, hey, this is the first time you're connecting this to this server. And that's correct. This is our private server. The way we can validate that is take a look at the server name that is 172.3.1.101.75. And if we pan back over to our EC2 dashboard, take a look at our private server that is indeed its private IP address. So that's it. That was a pretty simple setup. Hopefully you found this valuable, and thanks for watching. Bye!